Peace, it surpasses all understanding. I am exhausted. Wow. Yeah, long story, but I slept, basically, I slept on an air mattress last night, and it deflated. Cheap air mattress. And I feel like my eyes are swollen. I feel like I'm high. Anyway, there's a my grandmother. I don't know why. Who knows? Like why this stuff comes up. There's times when I don't. Is it for my own benefit? Is it for somebody else's benefit? Is it to hear myself talk? I don't know. There's times where most of the time, I have no idea why I'm talking about these things. But I do remember something my grandmother told me, and it's probably very familiar to all of you guys. It's a story, um, and the way I remember it, kind of like in my own. I don't think that's the title of it, but Fob and Comb. That's how I remember it. And the gist of the story, like husband and a wife. The husband has an heirloom watch, a pocket watch. Um, the gist, or the way I perceived it, it was my grandmother who told me this story, and when I was a kid, I couldn't understand it. I didn't, I was too young, and I lacked life experience to understand truly what the story was talking about. But a married couple, Victorian era, he has a pocket watch, and it's a prized possession, something he values deeply, a lot of sentimental value, great deal of sentimental value, and his wife, beautiful, long, flowing hair. It's it's like her most beautiful feature is her long, flowing hair, and they're so deeply, passionately in love with each other, and he sells his watch. He sells his watch. Wow, there's a lot of traffic. Oh, 4th of July weekend. Duh. Come on, Scott. Um, he sells his watch, his prized possession, the thing that the material object that he holds with the highest value. He sells that to buy her a beautiful comb for her beautiful hair. And in turn, without him knowing, she sells her hair to buy him a fob for his watch. And it's just that story just keeps resonating. It's like it won't leave me alone. I don't know, man. Like OCD. It's like an OCD thing where I can't get that story out of my head. And as a kid, I thought that story was just so sad. That I perceived it as a sad story. He sells his prized possession to buy her a comb, and she cuts off all her hair to buy him a fob for his watch. And it was just like, it was, as a kid, from my childhood perspective, I perceived it as sad. I had no understanding of that. But as an adult, in the relationships that I've had over the course of my life, but more importantly, I've the things that, and not necessarily a material possession. I find that the thing that I value the most, personally, is my energy. where do I wish to share and expend and spread my energy? And that to me is my most valuable gift. And there are people in my life who do the same likewise. It may be their time, their ear. They may have a talent, and they share that talent. It's the thing that they're passionate about. My energy and what I do with my energy. And I don't mean building a house or doing the yard work. I mean, it could involve that. Depends on my heart, on my heart condition. But what I've noticed, like in the contrast of my former marriage, there always seemed to be, and I'm guilty of this as well. Where we would offer ourselves, we would offer ourselves to one another, our energy, our talent, our whatever. But it always seemed from a distorted point of view. My motivation and my intention was not followed up by pure action. My motives and my intentions, well, if she's happy, I get a chance to be happy. And from her point of view, the way I understand it, it was competitive, one-upping. Like a friend of hers did something for her spouse, so she had to one-up her friend to do something nice for me, and it had very little to do with me and more to do with upstaging her friend. Does that make any sense? So it was very difficult to receive something from her because I wasn't sure receive something or an action or a gesture or whatever. I was never certain, and likewise in turn, she was probably never certain of what my motives and my intentions were. He's only being nice to me because but what I've noticed in my relationships, in more specifically in the last 2 to 3 years, where people so freely share their gifts, the thing that they hold most valuable, how freely and willingly and with a full and open heart, how graciously they share that with someone else. And it's not about compromise or sacrifice. It's actually I think it's one of the greatest things that somebody can do. And I wasn't always a subscriber to that, because there's this idea that a long-suffering wife or the sacrificing husband who works 90 hours a week, the energy that's shared, that I'm experiencing in the last couple of years, with my friends and the people I choose, and I think choose to be, in my circle. I have never in the course of my life prior have experienced this on such a consistent and full level. It's just really amazing, and the level of gratitude that I feel for my grandmother initially telling me and sharing that story with me was kind of like a story she used to repeat a lot. It was like not a bedtime story, but she would always, that was always like her go-to story, Can't explain it, but a beautiful story. but the level of care and affection, admiration, adoration, um, to share so freely with somebody your most prized possession, and whatever that possession is. I'm not necessarily obviously talking about material goods, but it might be. Who knows? We're all different. I am exhausted, you guys, but I felt like hopping on, and there's something else I've been pondering is, again, in the same light, where these thought streams, feeling, sensing, a lot of stuff that's happened over the course of my life that just didn't make any sense, from like an etheric level, and I'm kind of going over it, like, do I want to do a share about that, because some of it's pretty far out. And lastly, you guys, I don't know if you can tell by it's pretty cloudy and rainy the last couple of days, thank God, because we had some insanely hot temperatures, and it was almost unbearable to go outside. But 103, 105, it was just insanely hot. And the garden, last night and today it rained pretty hard, so everything this morning when I went to work was kind of beaten down by the rain. It wasn't, so I'm looking forward to, I think it's Monday. Today and tomorrow is supposed to rain, but Monday's the sun's supposed to, nice warm day. But you guys, it's popping. There was one area where I had an issue with some. I think it was a cat. I think it was a cat or a chipmunk or something, or a squirrel, and he dug up and opened up a part. He kind of basically killed two of the plants that were in Mark and Marianne, Maz, and Sonic the Prog Gods. Two of the plants they got. I'm trying to save them, but anyway, just pulled into my driveway. It's nice. Nothing's on the ground. I don't know if anybody. The hibiscus is doing very well. There's some yellow leaves on there. I think that's because of the excessive rain, and it was very windy. Still in my car. But no, everything, I don't know if you guys can see Mary and Lorna and Brenda there, that center garden. There's actually buds on the hydrangea, and the petunias are popping. Elf's plant is doing kick-ass. Gigi, I put something in for you. You have a plant in there now, which is very cool. I made you a placard. I'm so tired. I'd get out and Rochelle, if you see this, I've got one over there for you too. And perhaps on the next nice day when I do a garden walk, and I do a share, I'll make a point to do that. But I'm exhausted. I have some new furniture coming on Monday. New to me. My sister's renovating, remodeling her living room, and she's giving me her hand-me-downs. And I had to find a place for my furniture, and it was very serendipitous. The person who was going to take it backed out, and I was able to find somebody literally within an hour. I'm like, you want some furniture? And they're like, oh my God, yeah, not for me, but there's a guy I know. And they were here within an hour. Long story short, what does that mean? It means that, like a dumbass, I just prefer my living room for some reason. I go through phases, and I didn't want to sleep in the bedroom, so I bought myself a cheap $7 air mattress. I will never do that again because I woke up on like the mattress deflated and I was on my shoulder blades and my tailbone and I was like, oh my God, I'm on the floor. I'll be sleeping in the bedroom tonight. But the furniture's coming on Monday. I have to drive up to Kennebunk. It's about a half-hour drive, Kennebunkport, to my sister's house and pick up the furniture. But I'm very excited about that. Beautiful, beautiful furniture, and very grateful for the friends in my life, and my garden, and a sister who thinks of me when she's remodeling and, hey, you want some furniture? I don't know, man. I don't know. Very tired. I think I've mentioned that. Another nice part of the day, Roots did a share. Awesome share. I'm going to definitely have to watch that one again. There was like, wow, 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 throughout the entire share. And if you guys haven't seen her shares, Roots, Roots, Roots. Check her out. She's pretty cool, man. She's pretty cool. I really enjoy her insights, and that's something too. Like when I was, yeah, I'm rambling. When I was a kid, I had really, really, really bad speech problems, and I stuttered, and I had a difficult time articulating. Very difficult. I went to speech therapy until freshman year in high school. All throughout my childhood in primary school, grammar school, stutter, 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 and couldn't form sentences. And to listen to people and their Roots, MJ, I admire people who seem to articulate so effortlessly and it just flows and it's like listening to music. Um, anyway, I don't know. I am tired. It's one of those moments. Do I drink a cup of coffee now, even though I just got home from work, or do I just go immediately to bed? I'm that tired. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. Peace that surpasses all understanding. The next nice day, I'm gonna do some garden stuff and probably take you guys for a little walk and show you your plants. Everything's doing very nice. It's growing. It's filling in, standing up. It's kind of rough to say today because it rains so much and everything's kind of heavy, I guess. It's not popping, but thank you for stopping in. Listen to an old man ramble. And I offer you a peace that surpasses all understanding. Probably Monday. It's going to be a nice day Monday. Weather-wise, they're all nice days. Some days are just more conducive for gardening. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Peace.